There are no misconceptions about me.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
I promise you, you ain't never seen a bigger gooner than Jin-Woo. The only other gooner side worse I could think of is when Hercules jumped into the river Styx to save Meg. Now I know y'all probably like, Max,
Jin-Woo wasn't even a gooner for that long. It was only for a couple episodes, then he started R farming. Bro even went to sports clip and got the bowl cut with the one all around.
I know, but hear me out.
We do not care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Bro was definitely clapped before his clip farming spree. We gotta go through this immaculate glow up together, gang. I got y'all. The Goon-Woo arc starts with Jin-Woo joining the E-rank raid. You could tell at this point his R was around -9,000 just by the way he walked through them gates. Bum Sheik doesn't know why everybody's excited about Jin-Woo being there. Come to find out, Jin-Woo is known as being the weakest hunter of all mankind because he ended up getting hospitalized in an E-rank dungeon. So now we know why everybody is smiling and chilling out. They know with him here, it's an easy same day parlay cash out. I mean, look at how this dude put his arm around Jin-Woo. He big bros him because he knows having him there guarantees they're not cooked. Mr. Kim realizes he's reverse glazing and doesn't want Jin-Woo to hear any of it, but it's too late. He heard all of it, but he doesn't care because he knows he's a 60 overall with no badges. Okay, so remember this face because this is where the Goon-Woo arc really gets serious. A baddie pulls up on Jin-Woo and sees the potential in bro, and she tries raising him up, but we have to remember at this point in the series, he's a professional bag fumbler, so he doesn't even notice. The raid's about to commence and we get introduced to a chemistry teacher who volunteers to lead the raid. I mean, look at his fit. He's dressed like he's about to teach them how to dissect a frog. But after all, he's the most skilled hunter there. But really, you could tell he knows it's the best day of his life. Bro feeling like Vegeta when he first turned Super Saiyan. Hey look, I'm gonna lead this raid. I took the over on Goon-Woo putting up Tony Snell numbers. Mr. Kim lil bros Jin-Woo and tells him to hang behind the real hunters. He called him a G-League hunter basically. Jin-Woo pulls out a knife. He quite literally tells us he got off Temu, exhales and summons his inner Duke Dennis and struts into that portal. And honestly, his aura probably went up +5 here. And another +10 here because he actually secured his first dub and killed a goblin. Piccolo wants his get back and they run a fade. Jin-Woo blocks the first attack, but as you can see, the Temu dagger starts to crumble. This actually brought a tear to my eye because it reminded me of when my dad got me fake Jordans from the flea market. Goon-Woo actually ain't doing too bad. He might actually get a hair nigga damn MVP like Embiid, but his Temu dagger breaks. To be honest, he should have just copped the Balenciaga one. This is the face of someone who realized maybe the lights were just a bit too bright. You know he flashed back to when Mr. Kim told him just to be Bronny James. Goon-Woo's the first person to have a reverse Jordan Poole moment. He folded around the baddies. Piccolo plunges his sword into Jin-Woo, pause, and Bum Sheik rushes in and saves Jin-Woo. How you gonna let somebody with bum in their name save you? They might have to send Goon-Woo to China to hoop with Dwight Howard. Jin-Woo is bleeding out, and Ju-Hee rushes over to him and starts healing him. He watches the rest of the party fight, and this next moment was pivotal. That aura around him, that ain't his. In fact, he lost an additional 100 aura, and as he lay there, he began to realize maybe he is just a gooner after all. After he's all healed, he realized he did all that for a crappy E-Ring Essence Stone, which is the equivalent of the bubble money SpongeBob gave to Mr. Krabs. Job's not done yet, and there's still more to do in this dungeon. Some hunters want to leave and some want to keep chasing a bag. They put it up to a vote, which ends in a two-way tie, leaving, you guess it, Jin-Woo is the deciding factor. He's like, who, me? And I'm like, who else, Bronny? But he's like, I ain't gonna lie. I put a parlay on myself and I took the money line. Let's keep going forward. They arrive at the double dungeon and Ju-Hee is freaking out because she realized the statue has been watching them. Whoa, this dude has a Adidas tech on with the Carlos Boozer painted hair. You know what that means.
He got cooked!
He was the first to get smoked. Everybody starts freaking out and it turns out she was right. The big statue has been watching them this whole time. The statue turns this 100 into some barbecue and Ju-Hee is freaking out. Chi-Yu lost an arm, and this guy used to have a D5 track and field scholarship and tried speed blitzing the door, but gets reduced into a pair of Jordans. Jin-Woo starts brainstorming and realizes that maybe the way out of this dungeon is to glaze that statue. He tests the theory out by getting on his knees, pause, and bowing before the statue. Thank God I didn't have to put on no baby oil. Huh? Hey yo, no Diddy bro. And it turns out he was right. Just a little bit of glaze ain't never hurt nobody. Unless you're Diddy, of course. Everybody gets up and starts celebrating, but the statue guy gets up with a demon grin on his face, and Trippie Redd starts playing. This dude saw Jin-Woo glaze work, so he's like, I got that in me too, pause. And he started putting in Wilt Chamberlain level glaze.
That don't work. There's no way out of this one.
statue and his groupies start smoking everybody. Turns out that glazing was for no reason. Jin-Woo takes his time to finally bag Joo-hee. I start to goon out a little bit here myself because I'm like, shit, while the statue is distracted, take this time to show her you're a S-rank slinger. Next, they all go to the sacrificial circle and they try to wait until the blue flames extinguish. But of course, the only one of my people takes off first. You already know when it comes to being the first one to leave a function, we gonna grab that plate and go. Next, my man here throws Jin-Woo to the ground and takes off. Me personally, I would have done the same thing. Mr. Kim starts crying and got snot coming down his nose. This time I flash back and I'm like, weren't you just calling Jin-Woo a G-League hunter? And he takes off too. The chemistry teacher decides to stay behind and let Joo-hee and Jin-Woo escape, but Jin-Woo decides maybe it's best he stay behind since Joo-hee's legs gave out and he only has one leg. Joo-hee tries talking him out of it, but Chi-Yu's like, you ain't gotta tell me twice, and knocks her out before Jin-Woo changes his mind. At this point, Jin-Woo starts getting his ass beat by the statue knights and he's like, wait a minute, I don't want to die as a gooner, but he realizes it's too late to go back, so he accepts that he committed goonicide. That is until he realized how selfish everyone else was, and now he wants a second chance. Jin-Woo wakes up in a hospital bed and has his leg and arm back. They start questioning if he had a reawakening. Jin-Woo is hella excited because he knows if he did, his aura will finally be out of the negatives like my bank account. They test him and he's like, wait a minute, I see a dog in you. It turns out the only dog in him was Curtis the Cowardly Dog, and he's still an E-rank hunter.
I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
They leave and the other hunter's like, I don't even think he's an E-rank. Jin-Woo took that personal and decided it's time to hit the hyperbolic time chamber. He hits his first solo dungeon and oh shit, it's Piccolo, Garlic Jr. and a Cyberman. It's a 3-on-1 and we remember what happened the last time Jin-Woo fought a goblin. He weaves the first strike and they really try jumping him. I'm like, oh nah, hopefully the Temu dagger don't break this time or it's GG's. But nah, Jin-Woo's holding his own and he actually manages to kill a goblin. But his aura points don't go up in my book. He kills the last 2 goblins and then gets attacked by the wolf from Elden Ring. We find out he actually got a name brand sword. No more Temu, and he smokes the wolf. Alright, so we gonna have to hit a time skip here because Jin-Woo was putting in mad overtime to get his aura up. I ain't gonna lie, he's not even Jin-Woo no more at this point. We're at the point of his first aura farm and wait, let's calculate his aura right now.
Y'all nerd ass niggas talking about aura farming.
Jin-Woo starts aura walking. People be saying Duke needs to be nerfed. Nah, nerf Jin-Woo. Yeah, there's only one man who out auras Jin-Woo at this point. He walks up to Jin-Woo and he's like, dude, weren't you just a gooner not too long ago? Jin-Woo smokes him and they're like, huh? They try jumping him, but he weaves, claps him, grabs him, and shanks his ass. Got them acting like me when I drink too much Don Julio. He smokes this guy and then he shoots a ki blast at Jin-Woo, but we all know the commandments of Dragon Ball. Ki blasts don't work, and he kills him too. Jin-Woo is in his bag here, posing, got the Amiri jacket flowing like Piccolo. He knows he's aura farming. Y'all know what that anime sweat means. He's cooked. Bro looks like he just saw Diddy, but nah, it's just him Woo. Bro goes Kaioken, and I swear to God, I ain't even PP at the Vegeta lineup until I started working on this video. He charges Jin-Woo and gets his head smashed into the ground with the same hand Jin-Woo used to goon with. Oh nah, this that.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Face. Bro thought he was Braun. Bro starts begging for his life and Jin-Woo's like, bro, you just said no snitching. And he cuts his head clean off. Bruh, my dog Igris got that drip on. His name is Igris the Blood Red. He gotta be from Compton. You know it's critical because he got my boy Jin-Woo doing a Tom and Jerry gulp. Oh nah, Igris fast as hell. He got him Woo's legs weak. Jin-Woo realizes he's an aura farmer too, and maybe, just maybe, he's finally cooked. He hit Jin-Woo so hard I almost put my hands in the air and started giving him my energy. Give me your energy! Igris could have ended the fight at any point in time, but as you could tell, he just wanted to keep showing off and keep clip farming off of Jin-Woo. Chad, am I cooked? Igris was really trying to end the night quick. My boy tried to hit him with a Kamehameha move straight from his sword. He had Jin-Woo do the Spider-Man backflip. Like, why'd you have to do all that, bro? Woo gives it his all, but Igris ain't buying it. He's just casually weaving everything. He took notes from Anthony Edwards. Woo thinks he's in an edit and oh shit! Oh shit! He actually lands a hit.
This nigga actually hit me? Does he know how much this designer cost me?
Igris tries cashing out, but Jin-Woo blocks it with that little dagger and had me making this face. It's so much blue and red lightning, I know they were rotating them analog sticks having an aura clash. Jin-Woo ends up losing the aura clash, and they really had Igris moving like he was in a mid-2000s AMV. Bro was in that smoke like Vader. Jin-Woo wants to run an old-fashioned fade, and Igris like, oh yeah? Bet. He tosses his Miri coat to the side like Piccolo and blitzes Jin-Woo and stiff arms him into the ground like Derrick Henry. He tosses him into a wall and starts doing Jin-Woo bad. Reminded me of how Broly was punching Goku through that mountain. It was getting so bad, bro had to get the dash skill, and I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing. If it was me, I would've got up out of there, but instead of getting out of there, Jin-Woo blitzes Igris. Bro really thought he dropped them weights and was fighting Gaara. He's running in circles for no reason. They start throwing hands, and I ain't see a fade this crazy in a long time. Shit had me on the edge of my seat. He grabs Jin-Woo by the leg, slams him in the ground, and oh hell nah. He had my dog looking crazy. Bro had to spend more VC on willpower, that's how you know you cooked. My dog Jin-Woo was zooming through the sky for a minute, then he threw a rock at him. Igris shows us why he got a D1 scholarship unlike this guy, chases Jin-Woo down showing off that Hall of Fame chase down badge, and kicks the doggy doo-doo out of Jin-Woo. I'm like, not my nigga Jin-Woo, but Jin-Woo ain't done yet. He starts throwing crazy hands with Igris and actually manages to land a kick. It ain't do nothing but tickle him though, and then Igris started beating the aura out of Jin-Woo again. He grabs him by the leg and sends him zooming through the sky, crashing into a wall and gives him that Gohan treatment before sending him zooming through the sky again. Bro had me do the little Einstein steam 3 times in one fight, crazy. Oh nah, he got Jin-Woo hitting the Jimmy Butler pose. Bro is worn out, all his aura is spent. Just when I was getting ready to throw in a towel like Rocky, Jin-Woo finally gets his ass up. He uses plot armor and stabs Igris in the eye and tackles this man into a wall and hits this man so hard it shatters the wall and KOs him. He even ends up stealing his drip too. He ends up resurrecting Igris like the Night King, and he immediately starts aura farming again like he never left. Like this video and subscribe, or Cell's gonna pull up and suck you dry just like he did this dude. Pause.